ABELI, and I'm here with my husband today, and we have a fun video for you.
Yeah, so normally on our channel we do a lot of video games and technology unboxing. Sometimes that technology is stuff like this iPad, the TV in the background, game consoles. Other times for us that technology is like a really interesting bit of technology like a car, like a Porsche. This particular time, that technology is very different. We've recently gotten into archery, and that's actually what I'm wearing here. I'll think for that, we'll get to that in a little bit. But basically, for Abby and I, we learned quite a bit that the technology of archery came a long way from sort of being as little kids, we'd find a stick and attach some rope to it and
Yeah.
how that is, or sort of what you've seen on like Robin Hood and stuff along those lines. Those of you that are avid hunters and are already familiar with archery, you are going to be like, yeah, these people are amateurs. That's exactly what we are for most of the things we look at. We kind of look at most of the tech from sort of an amateur's point of view, and somebody that just kind of comes at it with excitement and fun without a lot of additional experience.
And that way we can kind of help those of you who are in the same boat as we are.
Yeah.
So.
Really, from an archery standpoint, it's a fantastic hobby. About 30, 40, 50 days ago, we had the opportunity to stay with some friends and got to experience a lot of really neat things. And one of them was that they had a little archery range in their backyard, and we kind of got exposed to a little bit of archery then and kind of got the bug, if that's a thing
Yeah.
people say. So what we thought we would do is show you some reviews of some products and kind of take you on this adventure of how we learned about all the technology that goes into archery. So with that being said, I'm going to show you my bow, and then in a later video we'll do one with Abby and her bow. And that's what's in this bag right here. So when we were in Wisconsin visiting some friends, they happened to have a bow, and the manufacturer of their bow was a company called Hoyt, H-O-Y-T. And I really liked it, and as I continued to sort of look, it seemed that was quite a reputable brand and one that you could trust that has been in the business for quite a while. Fun fact about a lot of the Hoyt bows, Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games actually shot a Hoyt bow. Same thing for Hawkeye from the Marvel's Avengers. I do think they shot recurved bows, but what you see here is not a recurved bow. A recurved bow is that traditional Robin Hood structure, right? It's a single sort of piece or a series of pieces that sort of take that crescent moon look with that string going down the center. Nope, what this is a compound bow. And there are a few sort of differences between a recurve bow and a compound bow outside of the fact that they look very different. For me, it really comes down to sort of that strength it takes to maintain and hold and the accuracy required from one to the other. Using a recurved bow, when you pull back on that string or that sort of structure, you have to hold it. You have to hold all that weight, and then you aim, and then you release. With a compound bow, there's a series of mechanisms here on the tops and bottoms that actually kind of lock into place, that allow you to sort of take some of that extra tension off of your shoulders and arms, and it sort of locks there for you. And that's what you're sort of seeing here, which makes it really fun. In addition to that, you can attach sights to the bow that make it even easier to aim. Just overall, a really fun thing. We are not hunters ourselves. We found that the target shooting was really what kind of drove us to the hobby, and we really wanted to kind of learn more about it, and we really had a lot of fun and got our own bows. So what you see here, and I have some stats we can kind of look through.
Hold it.
Let,
I'll hold that,
perfect.
and then you can point.
Yep, so Abby will hold that up. So this is the Hoyt RX-7. This would be their flagship model for this year. And as Abby sort of turns it around so you can see the interior, there's a few pieces here. So this is the Hoyt RX-7. It's a carbon bow, which makes it very light. I actually don't know if I need this on right now. This is my release. It's by TRU Ball or True Ball. We'll get to that in a second. But there's a few things that are really cool about this bow. One, this one is 30 inches, which is 30 inches axle to axle. And that's basically this element here to this element here. And these bars that sort of make up this top curve are called limbs. And then this element here and this sort of wheelie dealy here are called the cams. And those are what move as you sort of pull back. They create sort of a locking experience and then pull back and draw the bow. Some of the really fun things about this, it is 3.9 pounds, so it's incredibly light, shockingly so. You look at something like this and you just think, wow, this is going to be very heavy, or you pick one up, you're like, I have to have a lot of strength for it. I work a desk job, so for the most part, I'm not getting a ton of exercise elsewhere, but what's nice is this allows me to still kind of get a little bit of exercise while at the same time not being super strenuous to actually use. Some of the neat features of this device is it uses an HBX Pro cam. So that's this element here again, and that's their smoothest and quietest cam that packs a massive speed and kinetic energy. And I can say, after trying a few different compound bows when I was at the archery place, and huge shout out to the Knock Point in the state of Washington. Their entire staff basically fitted us out with everything that we wanted. They were attentive, they took the time to teach you, they give you all of this great knowledge in terms of they want to find the right bow for you.
Yep.
And that's really what this is. This is the right bow for me. Everything about it is tailored to me. The draw weight, how much I have to pull back, the length, the height, everything here
it's basically custom
to you. That's what's super cool about using a bow, is it's very much yours. Of course, you can do that with other types of people that like guns, and I'm sure you can get them custom to your thing. But everything here is actually designed to fit in my particular thing. They measure your wingspan. They check your ability to pull your weight back, how you aim with this. It's all for me. The little sight here, all of those things are specific to my shape, size, and all the fun stuff, which is awesome. Some of the other nice features is it also comes with shock pods and some of these different pieces that really keep that as you pull back, and then when you release, there's all that kinetic energy transferring to the arrow. And this bow really does a great job of making that feel smooth and doesn't sort of give you a lot of shake in your arm. It just sort of lets go. And it feels really good. It's got a really cool sound. We'll do some other videos where you hear us sort of shooting the bows. It might be a little loud in some of those spaces, but it's got a sound that's so unique. It's like a plunk, and it sounds awesome. A couple of the other features, it's got an inline system. So the inline Picatinny, I'm not gonna pronounce that right. Those of you that are archery people, correct me in the comments. It has a sight rail that's integrated with the rest mount and optimized quiver location. So if you did want to go hunting with something like this, you can actually set your quiver, which is what holds your arrows, mounted to the bow. So you can carry some with you right on the bow. For us, we went another route. Some of the other really interesting things is just it's super strong and very lightweight. Again, it's carbon. It'll work really well in the winter, especially since we live in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. We do want to be outside, or we might go to visit family in the Midwest where it is
very
bitterly cold. I can actually take this with me and it'll be able to perform just as it should. The grip is called a Vital Point grip, which is something that Hoyt is sort of known for. The new grip angle decreases that negative input from your palm. And I'll kind of give you an example. So I'm going to hold this, and there is basically this sort of curve right here, falls right into my hand, and I can essentially just hold it out like this, barely with my fingers, and it balances almost exactly like it's a sword that's perfectly balanced. So that's really nice. Feels really good as I pull back, and I don't have to put a lot of weight in my hand. I don't have to do a death grip, which puts the strings closer to my wrist, which means I could get scarred and cut. I just have to put 2 fingers right on the end, and then just pull back, and everything is really nice. So I'll hand that back to Abby. Again, this is their flagship model, so it is sort of the peak of what Hoyt is looking to sort of do this year. I'm sure they'll have new things in the future. A little bit about the size. The brace height is 6 1/4 inches. The pounds is 3.9, as I said. The draw length is 25 to 30 inches, and the draw weight can go from 40 to 80 pounds, which is awesome. Because if you are somebody that's very strong, you're going to want to be able to pull that thing back. And then if you are a hunter, you need to have more weight to be able to actually take down your game. For me, I'm shooting hay bales, I'm shooting targets, so not such a concern. One of the other pieces that I did pick for it is the True Ball release, and this is a company that's well known for their releases. And basically, what that means for those of you that are new, so is Abby, incredibly new to all this. Basically, what this thing is you don't hold on to the strings with your fingers.
Like you would with the recurve.
You hold on to the string with this little line right here. I actually made mine red. You may not be able to see that in the video, but there's a little curve here on the string. This guy pinches right there. And one thing you don't want to do, so I'm not going to do it because it is bad form, but you don't dry fire a bow. You don't pull it back and then let it go. But effectively, all I have to do is put this thing around my wrist, pull back, the bow locks into place, and when I'm ready, it's got this sort of hair trigger that I just go boop, and it lets go, and it shoots the arrow with all of its kinetic energy and force. We'll do some videos where we shoot with actual arrows, so things look nice. I have shot this thing now for probably 15...
2 weeks.
Yeah, so we probably averaged, I at least try to shoot at least once a day in our backyard or in our garage, or we would go to the Knock Point, which is an archery space in Washington. Basically, we've shot at those different areas. We've probably shot for about 12 to 15 hours so far with this thing. So not a ton of time, but enough time to really get a feel for it. And I must say, I absolutely adore it. It's just an excellent bow. I'm very happy with it. And the model we went with is the blackout, so it's all black except for the sight, which has this really nice distracting, which is what you want. You want to look right there. Color, and then of course the red here. I might switch that to another color in the future. But if you have any questions, please let us know. Like I said, we'll be doing some other content about the accessories, some of those other things. But this is the bow, and I couldn't be happier, and I highly recommend it. If you are interested in getting into archery, a compound bow is the way to go. Wow, I did not meant for that to be a rhyme, but there we are. Anything else, Abby?
Just one real quick thing. You talked about the weight of the bow being, what was it, 40 to 80 pounds of
the draw.
Yeah. The nice thing is that when you buy the bow, you actually choose it based on the highest weight of the draw. So I think, pretty sure you have this one 60 pounds or something like that is the highest.
Yeah. The bow itself can go to different amounts. Yeah. But mine goes to the lower end.
And what's nice is you can actually change it. So if for me, I'm kind of weak, you can make it so that way the draw is at a lesser weight or a higher weight.
Yeah, everything is customizable even after the fact.
Yeah.
You're not locked in. So as you get stronger, you can increase the weight of the bow. That also means the pullback is increased too, but it does give you more power, more everything. But yeah, overall, really fun hobby. Highly recommend it if anyone's looking for something fun. What's nice is the entry points for something like this can be incredibly low, but they can also be incredibly high. You can spend almost any amount of money and you'll be happy with your purchase, from a high-end bow to a middle to sort of just renting. I highly recommend it. It was a really good time. When we went to the location where we got ours, we even saw a ton of kids there, and they were so thoughtful with the children. They had it very safe. It was really fun for everybody.
There's always someone there watching and helping and keeping an eye.
It's a really nice community, I would say. People that enjoy archery seem to kind of be a bit more relaxed because it is very therapeutic to pull back, do that breath, release, and when you're at that peak of your release, you let the arrow go and it just sort of flies, and then you do it again and again, and that's really great. So highly recommend it as a hobby.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be more than a hobby for us at some point.
Just so we'll definitely put links in the description for everything. Again, this is the RX-7 by Hoyt, and it is the blackout model. But of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to put the questions in the comments, and we'll follow up.
Yep. And if you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll check you guys later.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.